It's always important to win the league, but the most important is to go certainly to the next round of the Champions League, qualifying for the semi-final. That's why the priority is not the game tomorrow at Strasbourg. It's certainly the return leg against Bayern Munich on Tuesday at the Parc des Princes. That's why Pochettino could go with a very hybrid team or even complete B or C team and leaving even Kylian Mbappe and Angel Di Maria on the bench, because all they're thinking about right now is the Champions League, and yet they still have somehow to focus a little bit on the league, because 6 points is a big gap already, and if they want to keep some hopes and chance to win this title and beat Lille to it, then they will have to win at Strasbourg and close the gap again to 3 points, and then waiting for Lille to drop points hopefully at some point. So you can't take for granted that you're going to win at Strasbourg even with a B team, but you also have to play this game to win it and not just think about the Champions League against Bayern Munich next week.
PSG, of course, take a 3-2 lead into that second leg against Bayern Munich. That's the good news, Jules, but they did have to burn 2 subs before the first 45 minutes were out. And on the back line in that first leg, what kind of shape is PSG in heading into this second leg, and specifically Marquinhos, because we know what a key player he is for them?
Well, yeah, Marquinhos' fitness is really the big key here, and I think they're waiting anxiously at the club to see how much he recovers, how quickly he recovers from that groin tear that he suffered 5 minutes in that first leg in Munich under the snow. And right now, I would say it's very unlikely that he can play unless he plays under an injection or something like this. But naturally, it looks very unlikely. But he's usually someone who recovers pretty quickly from injuries. He's a very strong physical player. So at the club, they're really hoping that he can make some sort of miraculous recovery and start there. Even if he's just 80%, I think you take it and you bring him in. But you don't want to over-risk it either. But he's such a key player for this PSG team, and mostly because there's no one really to replace him. You'll have to play Danilo Pereira, who's a central midfielder, at the back instead. And that's not ideal. Again, even if Lewandowski is not back, Bayern have their own issue. Lucas Hernandez, we've learned today, is very likely to miss that second leg as well, on top of Zule, Goretzka and Lewandowski. But PSG also, unfortunately, have their own problems.
Jules, speaking of big players, what about Marco Verratti? Obviously missed out on the first leg.
Yes, because he tested positive. As you know, there was a big cluster with the Italian national team during the international break. Florenzi, the right back as well, who was also a big miss, also tested positive. Everybody has their fingers crossed, legs crossed, toes crossed, arm crossed, everything crossed at the club, so that the next batch of tests will be negative, and then they can come back and maybe just train Monday, Tuesday maybe, and then be able to play on Tuesday. But again, they can only wait and see what the next tests do. But if you count on when he tested positive the first time round, plus the self-isolation periods, there's a little chance that Verratti and Florenzi, but certainly Verratti, could be ready for Tuesday night.
You know what, let's take another look at those odds to advance, because for anybody listening to this show, you would have thought Bayern Munich won the first leg. Everybody is still saying Bayern Munich, on this show anyway, are the favorites to go through. Jules, are we disrespecting PSG a little bit?
As long as you're not jinxing them, I don't care. I mean, I think Bayern were the better team in that first leg. No doubt they dominated, they created more chances, but the efficiency was on PSG's side in both boxes, and that made the difference. No one can tell me what's going to happen in the second leg. It might be a completely different game, especially with the absentees on both sides. And maybe Bayern will be the best team again, and maybe they might not qualify as well. It's just so nicely poised, I think. But certainly in Paris, they really believe, strong belief, that they will see this one through and qualify for the semi-final. And I want to believe that they can certainly pull this one out of the bag, even if Bayern showed how good they are in that first half.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.